Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing tonight? It's probably 28 degrees C, but who cares? I don't know what temperature it is here. 25. 9 o'clock at night, 25 degrees. It's not too bad. It's been a hot day. Trying to sleep without air conditioning in Perth was awful. Faintum!
Welcome, minion.
Thank you very much for the resub. 55 months supporting the best entertainment on the planet. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Sorry, I'm just sort of waiting for my PC to finish doing something. So it's just a bit of a pain in the backside. God, my machine's been busting out the heat. I think there might be something wrong with my gaming rig. It has crashed on startup 3 or 4 times this weekend. Usually when it's logging in, it starts off and I immediately try to open something while it's still doing the whole thing, but that's not a good sign. I don't know whether that's CPU or just means the installation's a bit cacky, but I mean, it's happened a few times and it just does the whole reboot crash. Something went wrong with the memory, something or other. Reboot. And as long as I let it get through the full boot process, not a problem. But yeah. I'm hoping it's not the CPU. Your son-in-law's computer is apparently broken, so you've lost a gaming partner. Ooh, damn. But yeah, so I'm hoping it's not the CPU. I do have a replacement that I was going to sell, but I'm sort of glad I didn't now. It is old. I mean, it's new. It's never been used. 13900 KS. I've currently got a 14700 KF. The thing is while the KS is a better CPU, it runs so much hotter that it always throttles. So it really isn't that much of a better CPU. We're all talking about air conditioning. Yeah, there are places on Earth where you need air conditioning. Norway is just not one of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. It gets hot here. It's been warm. And in the wrong apartment, it's sweltering. If you get in the wrong apartment where they're getting sun, usually in the afternoon, and it doesn't have very good ventilation, it can feel like you're in a greenhouse. It can be really unpleasant. But it's not going to kill you. Our apartment's not that bad. Gopher, did you have mixed feelings seeing England win over Norway? Not really. Just disappointed, mostly. Oddly proud of Norway, though. It was a good match, mostly, but Norway got robbed. But, that's football. I'm oddly proud of the Norwegians. Oddly proud of them. Because we all know, if that had happened to any other nation, if any other nation had those sort of calls against it, and that basically had given the win to the other team, they'd not stop griping about it for about 4 decades. I mean, come on, fellow Englishmen, let's be honest with ourselves. We've all got parents, grandparents. I know you know someone who's still griping about some match and how it went 40 years ago, right? That's Norwegians. They were like, oh, well, that kind of sucked. Moving on. And they did. The rest of the world hasn't. The rest, hand of God, I rest my... Exactly, hand of God. But if there's a new hand of God, it's hand of wire now. That's the thing. It's hand of wire. And that's the funny thing. The rest of the world is just, that's it. Norway were robbed. Norway were robbed. They were absolutely robbed. And Norway's moved on. Saw an interview with a Norwegian on English TV. He was like a guy, and it was like about an hour after the match had finished, and he was like, well, yeah, obviously I feel like Norway, should have won that, and I think it was unfair, but hey, it is what it is. We're not going to be sore losers about it. Well done, England. And then went on to discuss lots of different things and never came back to it. Never came. It's like, wow. Yeah, they just do. I'm like slow clapping them. I love them for it. I loved their enthusiasm. I probably have more interest in football now than I ever had when I was in England. It's just because everyone wants to hate England. Sally, you're English, aren't you? Yeah, we always say that when people hate us. Thing is, Sally, usually when people hate us, they hate us for some pretty good bloody reasons. You know what I'm saying? They do. The only people that hate us for ridiculous reasons are the French, and they know they're ridiculous reasons, and we hate them back for equally ridiculous reasons, and we're good with that. But everyone else that hates us, they got probable cause, really, I mean, as an expat, there's a lot of people peeved about Brexit, and I get why they're peeved. Didn't half hurt me. So, Mark, thank you for the $5 New Zealand super chat. Good morning. So the rumour is that Obsidian IPs are being shelved so they can work on the new Fallout, which was originally supposed to be a different post-apocalyptic RPG IP being developed at Obsidian. Yeah, I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that. I got mixed feelings on that. I feel like I need to digest that. But yes, so anyway, trying to distract me from the football. So yeah, Sally, I mean, it's it is what it is. I do get it though. Sometimes, like when we used to watch the Eurovision Song Contest, I used to feel really bad for the English contestant because I knew they were getting dunked on for being English, not because of the song. I thought that was unfair. I thought that was absolutely, completely unfair. I mean, it's one thing for various nations around the world to have some lingering resentment for the treatment they suffered under the British Empire, and possibly a little resentment about the fact that an awful lot of Brits don't even know it happened. But don't take it out on the singers competing. It's just I mean, I get it though. Look, here's the thing. It always happens. I do get it. But it's like, come on. It was 75 years ago, 100 years ago. I mean, can we move on? It's not like we're invading India right now. Please. So yeah. You do expect France versus Spain to be the true final match, though. Yeah. I would have loved it, though, had Norway got through to the semis, because it would have meant there was 2 more matches for us to cheer at and do the rowing. We've been having so much fun with the rowing. Here's the thing. I freely confess to not really understanding football. What I have come to the conclusion, though, recently, after asking my mum, who I always thought was an expert on football, and then trying to Google it, I don't think anyone else really is an expert in football. People just seem to make it up as they go along. I could not for the life of me understand the rules about fouls. Some of them seemed really bloody obvious. You kick a guy's legs instead of the ball. Yep, that's a foul. But then there's other things. They were literally shoving each other over. They were pushing each other. They almost come to blows. Almost come to bloody blows. Right? Shoving and pushing and pulling and grabbing. And I'm like, is that allowed? My mum's like, it's a contact sport. And then Haaland, he does a push. And I'm thinking, he pushed the guy over and that's not a foul. But then it got called as a foul. So then I'm asking my mum, so why was that a foul, but the other thing not a foul? Why is it when Haaland pushes and knocks the guy over, that's a foul, but the guy that he pushed over was pulling and pushing him to start with? In fact, he started it. He was pulling and pushing Haaland. Haaland pushed him back. He fell over. Foul against Haaland. And she goes, it's complicated. We're having text conversations. It's complicated. And I'm looking at these messages thinking, yeah. So 1 minute it's a contact sport, next minute it's complicated. You mean it depends on who it goes in favour of, don't you? And that's what I've realised. So I started looking into it, what all the rules were, and it seems like if you touch the ball and then the guy that's got, has got the ball falls over because the ball stops, that's not a foul, right? That makes sense. If you touch him without touching the ball, that's a foul. It looks like that's the sort of overall, yeah? It's complicated equals I want to stop talking about this now. Yeah, that was when I realised my mum knew that call was utter bollocks. Because they removed a goal from him. Now, me personally, I said to her, see, I don't understand how him shoving that guy is not a foul. And then a minute later, it actually got called as a foul. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But now none of the other things that they ignored. The other thing with that one is the referee was looking at Haaland when he did the foul and said nothing, didn't blow the whistle. They didn't have a problem until the English team surrounded them and were like, you can't allow that. And they went and checked the VAR, and it turns out the ball wasn't in place. So it's like, you're allowed to shove him on the floor just only once the ball's been kicked. But then I'm like, well, is the other guy allowed to shove Haaland and pull Haaland? Because if Haaland's not allowed to push him, why is he allowed to pull and push Haaland? Because it would seem to me that was two people fouling each other then by these rules. And no one has an answer for me other than, yeah, Haaland won that fight. But they never say it like that. They say, yeah, but the other guy ended up on the floor. And I'm like, yeah, that's because the English player is a big pansy. I mean, he picked a fight with a freaking 6'5" Viking. And that's what it looked like to me. I'm an Englishman. That just looked like you getting what your comeuppance. That did. That was like play stupid games. Oh, I just got a crash on the. Oh, good God. So anyway, yeah. Touch the ball, no foul. Touch the person, foul. Rarely called that way though. Depends on the whims of the ref. Yeah. And then there was the hand of wire. The ball hits the wire and comes down, and apparently that's a hard rule drop ball, right? So, and it didn't get called that way, and apparently it's something to do with the sensor in the ball. There's a sensor in the ball that didn't trigger. But apparently they can clearly see it. They've looked at this from multiple angles. I've seen a few photographs of it now, and it seems clear as day. And the only people I've seen argue against it are the occasional Englishman, usually on a forum or something, because I've been fascinated by this. But it happens. It was a bad call by the ref. And it is a shame, because either of those two instances, right? Either of those two calls go in Norway's favour, as I feel both of them probably should, but again, what do I know? Norway's in the semi-finals. It would have either been 1-0 or 2-1. And if both had gone in Norway's favour, it would have been 2-0 at 90 minutes. No extra time. So it's like, wow. But then what I got was from my mum. She was saying, yeah, no, everyone hates VAR. Everyone thinks VAR's crap. Everyone thinks VAR is a total pile of balls. Because apparently they didn't look at VAR for the wire incident. They just looked at the sensor, and the sensor didn't register anything. But everyone's going, you can see it bounce. Could you please look at the VAR? And they didn't. So, not a football fan, but it's nice seeing England in the finals. Yeah, I'm kind of used to seeing England get to they're not in the finals yet, they're in the semis. I'm kind of used to seeing England do reasonably well. For Norway, this was a unique experience. It was much more fun. I've had much more fun following football here in Norway as an Englishman than I ever did as an Englishman in England. The Norwegians are just awesome when it comes to this football stuff. Because that's the thing. They love football and they don't take it seriously. They love it. They love it with a passion. They love English football. An awful lot of them support some English team in the league. It's amazing how many Man U fans you'll find, how many Liverpool fans you'll find here in Norway. And they're shocked that I don't support any team back in England. They're shocked by it. They love football, but they don't take it seriously. And you know what I mean? So you saw what they were doing, the fans, with the rowing and having fun. There was no bravado. There was no, you're going to get your head kicked in. There was none of that. It was just tons of fun for them. I adore Norwegians. Oh. Funny, I think VAR is a great idea. Yes, it breaks the flow of the game, but at least it clears out mistakes, like Swiss simulation and red card. That was the idea, Nazgul, and a lot of people have said. I saw this one guy who was Norwegian who said, look, I think VAR is a great idea. They just don't seem to be using it well. They just seem to use it like not well. Apparently, isn't there an incident where someone got knocked out because the ball touched a follicle of hair or something? I live in the US and no one takes soccer seriously here either. Oh, I see. Master Wolf, I gotta say, I don't think you're correct. I have been reading and seeing a whole bunch of takes about the England-Norway match from Americans. I think Americans are turning a bit football crazy. I think it's kind of like Formula One. I think it's making a bit of a wave there. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. It's enough football talk. Mark mentioned Fallout New Vegas, right? He mentioned Fallout New Vegas. And you're probably wondering, what's my, Obsidian getting a Fallout game. What's my opinion? I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. I think there's going to be a whole heap of disappointed people. I think the problem is there are a lot of people out there who idolize certain dev teams or certain developers, specifically certain developers, and I think it's a dangerous game. And the big one is like the writers and these lead devs that were part of New Vegas, and some of them are back for this. And let's just call this New Vegas 2, shall we? We don't know what it's going to be. It's a Fallout game. It's going to be Obsidian. Let's call it Fallout New Vegas 2. Is it going to be Fallout New Vegas 2, though? No, not a chance. So why am I saying that? Here's the thing. Is Fallout New Vegas anything like Fallout? No. What game is Fallout New Vegas most like? Fallout 3, right? Yeah. Fallout New Vegas is closer to Fallout 3 than Fallout 4 is to Fallout 3. Now, people will say, but the writing in Fallout New Vegas is different. It's very Obsidian. This is true. This is absolutely true. Obsidian, they do really good fun dialogue and writing. I like it. I like some of the RPG elements in New Vegas. They didn't have very good world building, but then that's Obsidian. They don't have a good track record, in my opinion, with world building. But you know, they do have some good writing, right? But is that what Fallout New Vegas is? Is Fallout New Vegas? Is that what has made Fallout New Vegas for you? If so, great. All right, then you probably think, mind you, see, Fallout New Vegas and Fallout the original are not quite as similar as people think, even in the writing. But all right, so if that's all you care about, if all you're following is, you know, certain writers writing, and he could write a goddamn card game and you will enjoy that as much as Fallout New Vegas just because he made it, then yeah, that is not most people. That is not how most people work. Most people who liked Fallout New Vegas also liked Fallout 3. I know there was a hardcore little tribal minority that considered Fallout New Vegas a true Fallout game and Fallout 3 not a true Fallout game, yeah? But they were the same people that liked Fallout 2. And of course, the original Fallout fans felt that the Fallout 2 fans were not true Fallout fans, yeah? So this has been going on for absolute ever. Some of them are probably going to like an Obsidian Fallout, a pure Obsidian Fallout. Why am I nervous that it's not going to be as good for, say, me? Why am I not as excited as some of these people? I mean, like, I see the people mention Josh Sawyer, right? People who love Josh Sawyer are probably rightfully excited. Me? I don't care. Do I like some of his work? Yes, I've liked some of his work. But I don't immediately assume I'm going to like all of his work. I just don't. The reason I'm a little nervous as to whether or not this Obsidian Fallout game is going to be something I enjoy is you're looking at Outer Worlds. This is an Obsidian game. If I heard the announcement that Obsidian were getting permission to make a Fallout game using the Fallout 4 engine, I'd be stoked as hell. Because then I'd be thinking, oh, we're going to get another Fallout New Vegas. We're getting Fallout New Vegas 2, boys and girls. We're getting New Vegas 2, boys and girls. But that's not what's happening, is it? They're going from an existing idea they were having.
Welcome, minion.
It's going to be Outer Worlds with Fallout New Vegas storyline. At least that will be my expectation. I expect it to be somewhat similar to the Outer Worlds and the Outer Worlds 2. And I liked these games. I like this game. I like the first game. But it ain't no New Vegas, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, it's a good game, but it ain't New Vegas. And it's nothing to do with the writing either. It's the gameplay. It's the... You know, this is... The Outer Worlds is a collection of maps. It is. It's a collection of small maps. I feel the Outer Worlds, whilst it still has that trademark Obsidian writing, has more in common with, say, the Mass Effect map system than it did Fallout New Vegas. So when people were calling it Fallout New Vegas in space, I'm like, no, it's not. So I don't know. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Am I going to play it? Of course I'm going to play it. I've played every single Fallout game that was a single player RPG. I've even played Fallout 76. I've not played Brotherhood of Steel 1, the tactics one. I've not played that. I've played all the others. So yeah, of course I'll play it. But I've sort of come to this conclusion that the team that made Fallout New Vegas are either not the people who've been making Obsidian games since, or they are, but when they use their own engine, when they use whatever they've been using for the Outer Worlds and Grounded and Avowed, they make a very different beast to the New Vegas. So again, for people who are just in it for the story, you want to play through once, maybe twice, as a different character, it's probably going to be great for you. If you're somebody who loves those sort of sandbox games, those big wide worlds where you can roam backwards and forwards and you always feel like you're in one world, which, forgive the loading screens in Fallout New Vegas, you still get that vibe. The same way as you did in Fallout 3, the same way you do in Skyrim, etc. I think it's going to be a bit eh. And of course, for me, it's just not going to have the modding. So most of the FNV team have left Obsidian. Yeah, so that's so anyway, yeah. What I'm saying to you is Me personally, I'm just going to be like casually interested in it. When it comes, I'll almost certainly play it, but I'm not expecting it to wow me. And if it does wow me, I'm going to be pleasantly surprised, right? I think that's the better way to approach this than thinking, this is going to be New Vegas 2! And then it's Outer Worlds in the Fallout universe. Yeah? I should play Star Trek Online. That was a tangent! Thomas CT, thank you for the resub. 144 months. 12 times 12. Look at that. That is the thing. New Vegas is very much a standalone Fallout 3 DLC. A lot of people don't appreciate this. I wouldn't say it was a Fallout 3 DLC, but it's a Fallout 3 total conversion. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. And it is something unique, but it also has quite a lot of Bethesda still in it. That world, the way we interact with it, it does. It kept the VATS, which I absolutely I mean, I loved VATS, but so Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 are very different in vibe. That's the difference, Nutty.
Welcome, minion.
They're different if you're really focusing on. Depends. You've got to be focusing on like things like the factions. You've got to be focusing on the dialogue. They are different, but from a gameplay loop and the way most people will experience games, just the wandering around aspect of it, they're very similar. Except Fallout New Vegas is not as good because Fallout 3 was about a world space. So that's why I'm saying for a certain fan base, this will hit, regardless of the engine. But I would say it's this. I don't know whether it's going to hit for me, and I'm not convinced it's going to hit for the general gaming population quite the way other Fallout games have. So, but you know, I don't really feel like they're very different in vibe. I think Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas are closer in vibe than Fallout 4. Both have got that sort of bleak feel to them. They both have a sort of bleak feel to them, whereas Fallout 4 had a more vibrant vibe. The traveling around the world space both felt empty at really important moments. Granted, Fallout New Vegas sometimes felt too empty. But again, that's because Bethesda are actually pretty good at world building. They're pretty good at world building when they put the mind to it. But Fallout 4, that was just too dense. It was too goddamn packed everywhere. So, yeah. They only had 18 months to make New Vegas, something to keep in mind. They were able to remix and reuse existing assets, which was huge for time and allowed them to focus on story. Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, we know how New Vegas came into existence. But like I said, the fact that it did keep that Bethesda genetics is still a big part of why I loved it. I mean, that's the thing. I've always loved Bethesda Game Studios' open world RPGs. I just do. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I loved Fallout 1 and 2 as well. But I adored Fallout 3. And yeah, the writing in Fallout 3 was not as good as the other Fallouts, but I loved their interpretation of it. Fallout New Vegas, the writing got a little better. Dialogue was a little better, and there were a bunch more RPG systems that I enjoyed. I loved the more speech-checked aspect of it, and I was hoping Bethesda would lean into that when they did Fallout 4. They didn't. They did more in Starfield. I will give Bethesda their kudos. They took some cues from the complaints about Fallout 4. Because people were saying, look, Fallout New Vegas had this. Why didn't you have this in Fallout 4? And they put them in Starfield. So they took some cues. But, yeah. So I don't want to be too down. I know some of you are really excited about Fallout New Vegas. But I've seen this story before. I've seen people get so excited because some developer has got, you know, a piece of news and, you know, or, oh, we're getting Oblivion remastered. This is going to be amazing. This is going to be... And then it comes out and there's an initial moment of, yay! And then it just sort of goes... and everyone moves on with their lives. This is why Tale of Two Wastelands is my favourite, as the Fallout 3 world and New Vegas upgrades and mods. It does, but at the same time, even with Tale of Two Wastelands, Fallout 3, the Capital Wasteland, still has the writing that's different to Fallout New Vegas. But to me, it's not that big of a discrepancy. It's not. I realise it's kind of popular to hate on Bethesda. I do, I get that. I understand that. It's been that way forever. But to me, the difference between those two things in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas are not that great. They're noticeable, but they're not, you know, it's... I genuinely feel like, and I'm going to say this is going to be controversial. A lot of New Vegas fans are going to hate me for it. If Fallout New Vegas had been released and no mention of Obsidian was on it, and it was a pure Bethesda title, and they just hid Obsidian's thing, there would have been a lot of people dunking on them saying it's almost as bad as Fallout 3. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because I'm 99% sure it's true. This might not be true for everyone, but sometimes just the knowledge of who worked on something seems to affect people. Yeah. New Vegas, they built that in record time, so they didn't have as much content as they wanted. And to be honest with you, New Vegas had lots of content. I don't think it lacked content. My biggest criticism of New Vegas was always the world space was not interesting. And if you would want to argue it's because they didn't have time to make it interesting, okay. But I'm going to ask you this question. Is the Outer Worlds and the Outer Worlds 2 world spaces, are they that interesting? Not really. This is not their strong point. This is not their strong point. They can make good games. They can make games with interesting gameplay. But what I think of with Obsidian is the humor. And I love that. I mean, I love Grounded. Grounded 2. New Vegas was too flat. It was a box of sand. Yeah. People hate Bethesda because of Starfield. What the... Oh, no, Jack. People have been hating on Bethesda since... since Oblivion. Hating Bethesda it was growing in popularity by Skyrim's release. It was already becoming a kind of cool kids thing to do. Hate on Bethesda. Yeah, Oblivion came out and there were a ton of people going, oh my god, this is crap. It's not Morrowind. And Skyrim came out, oh my god, this is so dumbed down. It's for dumb, stupid people. You know, Bethesda've lost it. And obviously Fallout 4, you know, and it's just grown and grown as the internet has grown and the little cabal of people who like to dunk on them has grown. Starfield just gave people more ammunition. That's not where it started. That is not where it started. So, and I can guarantee something right now. They are going to get hate for Elder Scrolls 6. Period. End of story. Take that to the bank. There is absolutely zero chance they will not get hate for it. They got hate for every single game since Morrowind. Okay? They're going to get it for Elder Scrolls 6. The question is going to be who they get hate from. That's the only question. That is the only question. Are they going to get hate from people like me who want Skyrim just more up to date? Or are they going to get hate from people who want the Elder Scrolls world, but with a completely different engine and a completely different set of mechanics and totally different writers. They basically just want to take the story and the lore and transplant everything that make the Elder Scrolls games what they are. It's going to get hate from one of those groups at the very least, possibly both. That's how this is going to happen. You can take that to the bank. Everyone might hate it, but there is zero chance that everyone will love it. That's because Morrowind was genuinely weird and awesome. It is, but it's also because Morrowind was the game that brought a lot of people over to the Elder Scrolls. And people do this. Whenever a next game comes out, there are people who just don't like the changes. There are very few games that pull off a sequel well if they change things. And unfortunately, Morrowind was always going to change. Now, you see something like Kingdom Come Deliverance? Kingdom Come Deliverance and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 are probably loved equally. Anyone who liked the first game probably likes the second game. You may not like some of the things that changed, but it's so similar that it's very hard not to love them both kind of equally. It's very, very hard. But that couldn't happen with Morrowind. They could not make another game just like Morrowind because it would have been a total flop. Morrowind has fundamental flaws that were barely acceptable in 2004 and would have been hammered in 2006 and laughed at any time after that, right? They had to make fundamental change. They needed voiced NPCs, which meant they needed to remove all the text dialogue. They needed a completely new dialogue system. Their dialogue system was god-awful. Honestly, they needed to change the character build system as well, but they didn't change it enough, and it got slated in oblivion, right? They had all of these things that were never going to survive the test of time. If they'd have made another game that was just like Morrowind, it wouldn't have survived. But there is always going to be a bunch of people who want that. There are. Who want... we wanted the hypertext-based dialogue system with no voice lines. There are. And you can argue that I'm that sort of person with other things. I don't want the Elder Scrolls 6 to have a voice protagonist. I don't. So it's not like I'm not guilty of the same sort of thinking. I don't want it to have a voice protagonist. The reason there is because I actually think voice protagonist and non-voice protagonist are very, very different types of game. But it's also true that games that have voiced NPCs are different to games where you read text. They are. And Morrowind went from a game where you just read walls of text to a game with voiced NPCs. That change was so big it was going to alienate people. I personally don't like the hand-holding in modern games. I always like figuring things out myself. I do too, to some degree, but I think there's a fine line between hand-holding and explaining yourself. I feel in this year, 2026, games should explain all of the gameplay mechanics without the need to Google, without the need to have a manual and read 50 pages of instructions on how to play. Everything should be either instinctive or introduced via tutorials. And that is hand-holding. Having said that, I don't want games to treat me like an idiot. Because, introducing you to gameplay elements through gameplay via tutorials, that's not treating you like an idiot. That's educating you. But there are times when games will do things to treat you like an idiot, that I don't like, so. Not every game needs to be as tutorial-less as Silk Scott's song. Some games can be tutorial-less because they're instinctive. They're self-explanatory. If you can design your user interface in a way that just makes it obvious to the user what they're doing, you don't need tutorials. It depends on the game whether I enjoy voice protagonist or not. Also, only some basic hand-holding without being overtly so. Yeah, again, so that's the thing. With voice protagonist, it's just a different sort of game. And I didn't like Fallout 4's voice protagonist because of that. Partly because it did change it a little bit, the game. But do you know why I mostly didn't like the voice protagonist? I don't like not knowing what I'm going to say. I just don't. It really bugs me that games give you a line and it'll say, yes, and then you say it and the character says like 40 bloody words. And I'm like, that's not what I wanted to say. I hate that. But for some games, it really is almost required because of the, shall we say, cinematic nature. Witcher, Mass Effect, Cyberpunk. There is a cinematic quality to these games that requires a voice protagonist. It's unfortunate because it also means every character you play sounds the bloody same. But it's kind of, it's part of the cinematic effect. I get it. But I don't play the Elder Scrolls for cinematic effect. I just don't. Voice protagonists don't work for blank slate characters. Right, exactly. They're just not good. So, having said that, I view voiced NPCs now as fairly standard. I feel like the movement to games having voiced NPCs is something I like. I think it's something I've embraced. But I'll also acknowledge there are some people who just prefer text-based games. You can interpret everything in your own head. I get it, I do. I just love... I think a lot of it's because sometimes a lot of the character comes across in their voice. And thus, instead of me imagining their character, which if you think about it, is sort of hard to do, you feel their character from the voice actor, if they do a good job. I like that. It's the same reason I quite like motion capture. You know, one of the things I loved in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, you know, that sort of thing, is the motion capture. Loved it in Red Dead Redemption 2. So yeah, there are trade-offs though. So dialogue should be clearer about intent for sure. Absolutely. Now this is some area where I think games need to hold your hand. The problem with a lot of dialogue is dialogues are not real conversations, but they should feel like real conversations. The truth is, dialogues are mini-games. They are. That's it. The truth is they're mini-games. And one of my big critiques of games like Baldur's Gate is it didn't make it clear when I was selecting an option that would just end the conversation. And there are plenty of games that do that. And I do think that's a weakness of the game. And the reason I think it's a weakness of the game is because it makes those conversations feel like a minigame, not a conversation. And usually the argument I get back is, no. That's like in real life. You say the wrong thing and it's consequences. And I'm like, either you don't have conversations in real life or you probably have social issues. And that's okay, but that's not how conversations are in real life. They're just not. Yeah, you can say the wrong thing, but you can immediately sense the person take it the wrong way and go, oh, no, I didn't mean that. Or if you say something, then they go, well, I think that's all for today. You go, oh, well, actually, just before we go, what I really wanted to ask you was, and then you ask them the thing you wanted to ask. That's how conversations work. So yeah, if you want to mimic real conversations, you either have to make it so that there's an almost unlimited number of lines, which is impossible, or you have to give the person a clue as to how that conversation's going to be affected by what you say. So if you say something that will definitely end the conversation, it should be flagged. Because otherwise you have to immediately start treating conversations like minigames. That's how I did Baldur's Gate. To me, Baldur's Gate's got the least immersive dialogue of any game I've played for a long, long time. I was never immersed, really. Every conversation, the second I got immersed, something would happen that would remind me to stop being immersed. That I constantly had to say, nope, nope, no, 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 no. You're having a conversation. Don't ask how he is. Don't ask him who he is. Don't ask him for his backstory. There's a line you absolutely have to say. Say that. It'll probably end the conversation, but you have to make sure you say that. So what you do is you rank all lines by priority. What do I have to say? I say those, and if it gives me a chance to do the, that flavor text, that flavor dialogue afterwards, that's a good thing. But that's not important. And that's, so I think games with dialogue, they should A, tell you exactly what you're going to say, and they should also B, give a hint if you're going to do it in a joking manner. If it's supposed to be joking. If you're going to say something and you say it and then the character takes it like you were being serious because that's how the game thinks you are, it should be clear that you're doing it. Sarcastic, nice, mean. Yeah, like a kind of a hint as to the emotion you're putting in should be there. Some people will say, but that's hand-holding. Not really. It's just telling me what I'm actually choosing to say. I don't have conversations in real life where I say to myself, I'm going to say hello now, but I'm not completely sure whether I'm going to actually be sarcastic, humorous, exuberant, or bored out of my brain sounding, right? That doesn't happen to me. Oh, God, have I gone on for... Oh, gee, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, but don't get me wrong. I still enjoy games with the voice protagonists. They do sometimes catch me by surprise. Anyone who's watched my Let's Plays where I have voice protagonists will know there are times when I argue with myself. where my character will say something and I'm going, what? So. Oh, keep talking. No! I still can't believe you just happened to just happened on an explosive tachyon accelerator during the charity stream. Yeah, I can't. Possibly one of the most hilarious moments in any of my streaming. But yeah, how do we... Oh yeah, because this was all about Obsidian. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say to you guys is stop getting your hopes up about anything. Don't get your hopes up about Elder Scrolls 6. It's either going to be a game that's just like Skyrim and's very moddable and I'm going to love it and some of you are going to love it and a load of you are going to hate it. Or it's going to be a game that's like Fallout 4 or worse, the Oblivion remaster, and some of you are going to love it and I'm going to hate it. That's just how it's going to be, and we're not going to know until it's out. Same is true about the next Fallout game. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer on this. Also, sorry to everyone called Debbie, because I realise that's just such a terrible thing to say to Debbies. Yeah. I find it very hard to be excited about something that I'm not sure about. And I'm not sure about Elder Scrolls 6 or the next Fallout game from Bethesda, and I'm certainly not sure about it from Obsidian. All I'm sure about is I'm looking forward to the Witcher game from CD Projekt Red, because right now I feel like they know what they should do. I'm excited if they announce a second Cyberpunk. Loved Cyberpunk. I also feel like now they know what they need to do, and they seem to have proved to us that when they screw up, they will adjust, and adjust really well. So, little bit of faith there, little bit of faith, get excited about that. If there was a Red Dead Redemption 3, ooh, yeah, no, be, as long as it's going to be like Red Dead Redemption 2. You know, you give me a game, name a game, if it's a follow-on to a game I like, and that was the last game that developer did, I'm probably going to be a little more hyped than I am for a game that's about 6 games removed. Because that's what you got to remember, guys. Elder Scrolls 6 is... How many games have come out since the Elder Scrolls 5 from Bethesda? Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Starfield. But they've also had, was it Blades? They had the other mobile game. But they've had at least 3 games. Let's just stick with the main 3, right? It's been 20 years. No, not 20 years. It's been 15 years since we've had Elder Scrolls 5. I think it's just you're justified in being nervous. Well, the same is true of Obsidian and Fallout. It's been even longer since Obsidian did a Fallout game. We don't know who the hell Obsidian are at the moment. We just don't. Not when it comes to this. It's an unknown. You're happy Tim Kaine is involved in Fallout again. Yeah, that's great. And you can be happy about, was it, Josh Sawyer being involved. It's totally understandable to be happy that those people are involved. But you just got to say to yourself, yeah, but they are not the people. They didn't just make Fallout on their own. They didn't make Fallout New Vegas on their own. They had a lot of help from a lot of people who are probably not there anymore. And they're going to be using an engine that's totally different to the one they used. And it's going to be a totally different game because of it. Right? I mean, what was the game that Josh Sawyer did recently? The Penta What's It Uji thingy. For all you know, the next Fallout game might have more in common with that than it is New Vegas. It's a far more recent game of his. So that's what I'm saying. I know, I'm such a misery, aren't I? I am reading the comments. I'm such a misery. I'm making everyone's bubble burst. But honestly, better for me to burst your bubble now than for it to get burst in 4 years, 5 years. Does anyone know when the next Fallout game's coming then? I mean, don't get me wrong. If they did... I don't care if Fallout turns out to be Penitent style. Not that I've played Penitent, but... I don't care if the next Fallout game is a card-based RPG. I've tried one of those, kind of liked it. I'm gonna play it because I like Fallout. Gonna play it. Hell, if they re-released the Brotherhood of Steel tactical game, I'd probably play that too. As long as it's not a mobile game, I'll play it. But I'm just gonna... You know what? I was about to say, but I'm not going to hype about it for the next 4 years. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk about it for an hour before I actually start playing a game. God, I need help. Guys, you are the worst. You know I've got a problem. You know I've got a problem, and you are not helping. You are feeding the problem. Do not make me go off on tangents and rants.
You're coping with the drug addiction flaw. That's a real shame. Anyway, pharmaceuticals are 10% off today.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, no, I mean, come on, guys. I can focus. But I need to focus on focusing, and you're not helping. So stop. Here we go. So, we had made it to Golden Ridge. No, don't start yet. I'm still fighting scrappers. Stop it. Oh, right. Yes, I'm doing stuff. I'm on the trail of the traitor. I've got to meet Abbot Newall at the Matrix Mercy in Golden Ridge. I can't remember where that was. Okay, so Obsidian for Fallout. Can you have a show on map button here? Show on map. Just a button. M. It does. Thank you. It doesn't say it anywhere, so I didn't think it did. Oh no, that just changed the map. If I do a few digits more and press M, no, because it just opens the map. It just opens the map. Yeah, I know, but this is something now. It's just I want to focus on it, press the button, and it will take me to the correct map. Right? Thank you. There you go. Do it. So yeah, we need to meet with Abbot Newall, but I say no one's in a rush. That traitor will still be traitoring later on, so Arbitrary measures. Oh, got to return to the bartender with the news of the investigation and talk to Mr. Buckethead. That is how he is now going to be known, by the way. He is our new Buckethead. He's our Jehan. Okay. Who's that? Nazgul! Thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Looking forward to your resolution of the exclusion zone side quest. Okay. I'm worried about that comment, mate. Present and future company excluded. I've got to talk to the people of Matriarch's Mercy. I need to just talk to everyone, right? I'm going to talk to absolutely bloody everyone. The last voyage. That's back at the other place. All right. A few digit morts. Kill Jan Dunsany. Oh, it's a bunch of people terrorizing. Remember that one. I remember that one. Okay. So we got skill points. Yes. Points available. 1. Don't want to do any skill points. Is that okay? Could you go away now? I've got observation. I got speech 7. Observation 6. I feel like this is enough. Maybe I need 7 in there. But you never know. I might need an extra point of lockpick. So we're just going to talk to everyone and find out what they think of the exclusion zone. Hi.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced.
Why 1,068.5 pardons? You have wronged me 1,068.5 times? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Seems you're pretty busy helping the displaced. What exactly do you do here?
I have 0 allotted time for random queries, at present or in the foreseeable future. But very well. As the assigned provisioner, I am responsible for coordinating the requisition and distribution of comestibles, medicinals, and miscellaneous vital supplies. The overwhelming majority of my time is dedicated to this, leaving only moments to see to the Order's needs in the settlement. But it is an effort I undertake with great relish. You may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to say, but the displaced may not have noticed either.
With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, one could hardly blame them. That they are fed and remain healthy is sufficient for me.
I bet you're more stressed than you let... Why? Where have the other options gone? Oh, God, I keep forgetting this game does that as well, doesn't it? Yeah, I should have gone for the actual most important ones rather than the fluffy comments. It's not a conversation, it's a minigame. I bet you're more stressed than you let on, but you seem happy about it.
The Order of the Ascendant is dedicated to the ascension of humanity. Our ultimate goal may not be reached in our lifetime. If I can help others in need today, I shall do so to the utmost extent of my abilities and resources.
And that's it, I can't talk to you about anything now?
Appreciate you respecting my time.
Sidian!
Yes.
Somebody sent me to talk to you. I just wanted to do that last. Or have you already told me what you would tell me if I'd selected that as well? Okay. Show me what you have for sale.
You may peruse to your heart's content, but do so speedily for my sake.
Okay. She has got patient step. Patient. As in patience. Or actually medical patient. I think the quest sound happened. So I've already got whatever I needed to talk to her about. Okay, well, that's fair enough then. Plasma caster armor. I so wish they had a see what it looks like button. Obsidian. See what it looks like button. Like Obsidian gonna randomly come across one of my streams, get through an hour of ramble about football and random crap, and listen to me complain. Dragoon armor. Scholar cuirass. Okay, some of these sound cool, and I'd like to see how they look. I want to see how they look. This is more than a little frustrating. However, there isn't... Oh, wait. Frost converter? I can make the plasma pistol a frost. I don't know why. I kind of like the sound of that, but alright. Never mind. Hi!
Hold still and accept treatment.
No. I shall not.
This unit is taking inventory of its medicinal stockpile.
You're going to take more than that. You're going to take someone's eye out.
By the law. It's you.
No, it's not. Seriously, is that like an old combat mech you've repurposed? Because you didn't repurpose him particularly well. Do I know you?
Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help.
Oh, well, I'm in desperate need of medical... No, I'm not. You want my help? You don't even know me. I have a question first. What do you think of the condition? Yeah! You need my help. I can delay that without it disappearing, right? I could treat this slightly like a conversation and less like a minigame. What do you think of the conditions of the camp? Let's have some chit-chat, mate.
As a doctor, I'm appalled.
Okay.
We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely. That means space to spread out.
Ha ha ha! No, that's a terrible idea. That's the sort of thing old people say they used to do or their parents did to them, and then you say, so did it work? And they go, well, no, everyone got sick, and then some people seriously got sick and even died. But it's still a good idea because it made me tough. And then they fall over and break their hip. Okay, that was dark and weirdly specific. Anything I can do to assist with that?
Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lamping. Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all.
Oh, that mech I'm speaking to is the mech I sent back to them, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Right, yes, someone said this. He's the mech you sent. That's the mech that I rescued and sent back. I did a terrible job fixing him up, apparently. Really? Absolutely. Anyway, yeah, no, right. You desperately needed my help with something else, though, didn't you? Huh?
You see, the Seers are members of the Order who labor over the universal equation. Even in its unfinished state, the equation gives them the means to predict the future. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but
I am
here
dashing.
you are, a dashing outsider standing before me.
Oh, brilliant. Ooh. The Order devised an equation that calculates the unknowable. How is that possible? I mean, by definition, unknowable is something that cannot be known. 0% chance of knowing it. You cannot know an unknowable equation, because if you can know it, it's knowable.
Strictly speaking, it isn't.
Oh, well,
Not
at least
yet.
you acknowledge that.
But the math is very, very, very good at predicting what is probably most likely extremely possible. In theory. Within a margin of error. Anyway, that is the Seer's business. My business is the health and welfare of this camp.
All right, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's mercy, and I have but 2 imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them.
Find specialists. Oh, wait, very well. I'll find you. Oh, wait. Inez, can you help?
Might have time to patch up 1 or 2 patients before we head out. I used to be a combat medic. A good one, too.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad. With my thanks.
See his prediction. Okay. Before I get to that, I had another thing. First thing, you should know I rescued that automech doctor for you.
Thanks to you, our automechanical doctor has been dispensing medication and setting broken limbs with tireless efficiency.
Huh?
Take this. On behalf of the Order and the displaced, I thank you.
Oh, nice.
Now, will there be anything else?
Yes, there was something further.
How can I be of service?
I don't know. Show me what you got for sale.
Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand that I cannot offer my goods free of charge, but my prices are fair.
Even though I'm helping you. Yeah. Okay, what we got here? Pinnacle Perfume Micro, a primer that grants a moderate heal over time on use. Okay, that 360 over a that isn't good, is it? No. Coagulare Mushroom. Am I supposed to buy all of those? Someone said I need these for something. Heals 580 health over duration, plus 10 xeranium poisoning. Wait. Could I use my shield and then pop the med and avoid the poisoning? Or is that just not how that's going to work? Trauma kit. Heartless Lephoria. Nicotine. Raptidon Venom. Pinnacle. Yeah. Thanks. Woo! Woo! Oh. Everything's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Right, so I got another perk now. I've got another perk. What? Oh. Tale Teller needs speech 10. And also more perks. Negotiator needs leadership 9. I'm never going to get leadership 9, am I? There's a 0% chance that I'm going to keep my speech, observation, hacking, lockpicking up there and get leadership up, right? None. 0. Okay, so what do I need then? Should I just take the speech up to 8 and have done with it? I feel like it needs to be at least 8. I feel like speech needs to be at least 8. But what else do I have? I could take Intimidator, restricted access. Do I want more money? I don't think that's... Weak spot kills ricochet, dealing damage to a second nearby target. That could be interesting, couldn't it? That could actually be very interesting. Silly, but also interesting. Huh. Restricted access, Keen Observer. Observation 8. Ah. Well, I need Trick Shot, and then Keen Observer would give me weak spot damage. Grim Visage needs Intimidator. Right, this Intimidator, does it give speech options? Does it give funny speech options? Or is it just some combat skill? Because it sounds like a combat skill. And honestly, I don't want a combat skill. I want hilarious things to say. Grim Visage. Scoring a kill will temporarily cause human and creatures, enemies near the target to be frightened for a short direction. It's a pure combat skill. Damn it. Damn it. I mean, that might be a useful skill for me. But I'm a bit disappointed. I wanted more speech things. I did. I want more silly things to say. You're going to double check for me. Thank you. Shrug it off. Serial killer. Bullet shield. I think I've got all the speech ones currently flagged, don't I? What do you guys think? Has anyone got a suggestion? Should I go... no, not going engineering. I need to focus, and it's going to be observation, speech, locksmith, lockpick, and hack. At least for a while. Which mean... Oh, wait. So these are unavailable, but I've got... Palm greaser. That just gets more money. Sharpshooter. 100% sneak damage, but less damage to people nearby. Not great. Crabble Rancher. Plus 10% ranged damage and 20% crit chance. That's not a terrible one to have. I'm gonna keep that as an option. Trophy Hunter. You gain critical hit chance with all weapons against all enemies. Oh, God. I've just thought. Is it possible that I should be putting some into guns? These are just to get cheap stuff. Should I be thinking about my gun skill? But I can't keep 5 skills going, can I? Or can I? It does seem like Intimidator and Grim Visage have special dialogue options. I mean, Grim Visage sounds fun, though. Temporarily cause humans, creatures, enemies near the target to be frightened for a short duration. Strong enemies such as leaders and bosses cannot be frightened this way until their health has been sufficiently reduced. This would make combat easier for me. Dealing damage to weak humans or creatures frightens them for a short duration, has a cooldown between activations which shortens with your speech skill. I mean, honestly, I feel like this is possibly going to make my combat a little easier. You did observation, leadership, speech. Yeah, I mean, for me to switch from hack and lockpick now to leadership, I think is never going to work. So let's leave guns where it is. I think I should take 1 point in speech just to make sure I keep getting those speech checks. And then maybe a point in observation. For the perk, honestly, I'm thinking trick shot. Or Crabble Rancher. As odd as that is. I kind of want all the... Negotiate. Alright, so companion abilities charging faster. That needs leadership. So I want this. I want speech 10, but I need a bunch more perks anyway. Yeah, I think I'm just going to... Shall I just take Intimidator and see what it does? It might be something that's actually kind of useful. Stops us getting shot. And honestly, it does seem to scale with my speech skill, so... As fun as these do sound... Anyway, if it's got... You know what? You did say it had a few speech checks. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take Intimidator. I'm going to be an intimidating hero. It just sounds more fun. And skills, I'm going to put 1 in speech. I think I'm going to put 1 in observation as well. And I'm going to leave that last one for lockpick or hack. Depending on what I find first. And I'll probably leave speech at 8 for a little while. I feel like everything comes in 4s, if that makes sense. I didn't need lockpick or hack. Oh no, didn't I need lockpick 5 in the last place? I think I did. Yeah, still. Your automech doctor keeps kneeing this guy in the head and he ain't getting any better. Yeah, no, this is not good.
Is not but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected.
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness.
Oh.
But it's my firm belief humanity can do better.
All evidence to the contrary.
Newell. Newell? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Newell. Why is that name ringing a bell? Meet with Abbot Newell at Matriarch's Mercy, right? I received a mysterious message from the head of the order. Oh, Bishop Ruth was the head of the author. She told me to meet Abbot Newell here. Let's not do that quite. Let's not do that quite. Hi.
Ah, I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now.
Oh my God,
that designation
you guys are
doesn't
just
fully apply to you,
astrologists.
though, does it? Predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well then, I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct?
Yes, are they as BS as they seem? Yeah, first of all, can you tell me anything about the situation in the settlement? That's the most important thing.
Matriarch's Mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why, I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area.
Can't understand why I'm not seeing them here in droves.
I share the very same surprise. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly.
One person here will swear by the Order's predictive methods. I tell you what, if none of the other refugees come by, perhaps you could pitch in to help somewhere else?
I believe my services will be increasingly sought after the more of the displaced learn of our methods. Vicar Orendi, for instance, is assiduously occupied with such efforts. One of our recent guests, Rollo Nast, has received multiple personalized order predictions. I believe he could speak to the effectiveness of our ways firsthand. If my own humble assertions are not enough, I trust his attestations would convince you, and perhaps other members of the displaced as well.
Okay. This is predictory. I expected more than a desk.
True, my situation does lack a certain refinement. Regrettably, this is Matriarch's Mercy. We all must do the best we can with limited means.
How does the Order predict the future?
We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible, and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths.
So you tell everyone in the Order what to do?
More what to watch out for. Advisement on adhering to the plan. Forecasts of probabilistic dangers. Elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out. Of course,
that's a little more helpful, but
more difficult with the loss of the archive. But I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense.
You just did. Do unforeseen factors get in the way of your predictions?
Unforeseen factors, random elements, anomalous outliers, incalculable variables, all of them can undercut the accuracy of our predictions. But as we close in on solving the universal equation, unknown unknowns will become known unknowns. Then finally, known knowns. You follow?
Sort of. Bye.
Well, I do believe you're needed elsewhere. Farewell.
Okay, I'm thinking we talk to the head guy later. Just in case that, gets us distracted from the current task, which is find out what's going on in the anomalous zone, was it? Alright, let's just... Okay, not that one. Arbitrary measures, no. Present and future company excluded. This was the one. The refugees of Matriarch's Mercy wish to expand their settlement into the exclusion zone. which is forbidden by the order. The voice of the displaced has asked you to mediate the disagreement with Administrant Agarwal. Right, but I want to talk to everyone.
What happened to this place? Law. Matriarch's mercy is no safer than the trenches.
Look on the bright side.
That's the voice.
I predict that the worst is behind us.
I'm curious. Wait a minute. Mediate. The voice of the displaced wants with Administrant Agarwal. Where was Agarwal again? Where the hell was Agarwal? Maybe that's on the map. Talk with Rollo and with Rollo Nast. Okay. Oh, and wait, this is... This was the Sub-Roaster area.
Don't accept anything here that's given for free. You'll pay, one way or another.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, what's... Oh, God. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's better. Okay. Wait. Does that mean you want to talk?
Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this situation with the refugees.
Maybe... No, what's in your mind?
The number of folks seeking refuge from the war is, well, it's beyond what I expected. And beyond what the Order is capable of handling, seems like. Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food.
Maybe, maybe not. If those are the only two options, I prefer dying out. No, naturally. Why would Auntie's Choice do anything out of the cat? No. The Order is doing their best and not making the refugees earn their help. No, it's not the worst. Look, it's not the worst suggestion if the... I mean... Okay, let's just go with maybe, maybe not.
It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage tens of folk at their doorstep, they ain't gonna manage much better should they win the war.
They're smart, they'll figure out the most efficient way of helping people soon enough. You're right, let's ask the refugees if they prefer free food or having to work for it. I'm not convinced Auntie's Choice is the way to go, but at the same time, I'm... You know, it's not like starving. You know what? You're right. We should ask them, yeah? See if they prefer free food or having to work for it. We'll ask.
But nothing's ever really free, is it?
No, that's also true.
I went through this myself when Auntie's Choice took over Tau Ceti. It took time to secure the merger, but once they did, we folk got the help we needed real quick. And all they wanted in return was the signing of an employment contract. Now, I ain't seeing any contracts in Matriarch's mercy. So what is the Order actually gaining by doing this?
That is a good question, but... Maybe they're scouting for new converts? They didn't sound like that, though. Or conducting a human trial? I mean, honestly, I just get the vibe that they're trying to help people who've lost everything. Is that really hard to believe?
In all my years, I ain't encountered many folk who would extend a hand and expect nothing in return. I mean... I'd not have asked for your help with my graft if I didn't have something to offer in exchange.
And yet I would have given it. Yeah, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have to bargain for help. I would have helped you regardless, for reasons that are beyond me. But I would.
Well, maybe I misjudged the Earth Directorate after all. Anyhow, if the Order is in fact helping these folk with no hidden aims, then, well, I'll be the first to admit that there might just be merit in what they're selling. Appreciate you hearing me out.
No. Head back. No. No. We'll talk later. Okay, right. Nice outfit.
You got business? No? Move on.
Intimidator. I use goons like you as... Oh! I helped Spider over at Garden State, and this is the welcome I get? All business is the business of the Earth Director. That's funny. I've just got it. But honestly, it just feels really unnecessary. I've already got a way in. And I suppose I should make friends. Oh my god. Oh. I mean, she wasn't that rude. She just said, you're not allowed in. If she'd have said something more, I would have felt like I wanted to threaten her, but no. Fine. Look, I helped one of your guys over at the Garden Estates. This is the welcome I get?
Oh, you're the wandering gunhand who aided our field agent. Kobor wants to speechify with you. But no funny moves. I'll be watching.
Okay. God damn it. First, I immediately get a chance to say something intimidating, and honestly, not really. Oh, that's who it is. I'll be with you in a second. Okay, we'll talk to that one in a minute. Right. That is such an odd-looking helmet. Leave your loyalties at the door. Okay.
Hello. You're the one that aided us in availing Sub Rosa of a rather large shipment of Spectrum vodka, yes? Agent Galloway is slightly less trustful than most feral canids, so winning her over speaks volumes of your character. Consequently, I'm pleased to present you purchase access to my fine wares. It's fortunate you're no stranger to contraband.
Okay. If your wares are so good, why are you operating out of a refugee camp?
It's superb cover and a consistent market. Refugees are in need of all sorts of supplies that the Order cannot provide, and Sub Rosa delivers, at only a reasonable markup. Myself, I enjoy the thrills of the environ. Will the Order attempt to drive me out? Will Matriarch's mercy be shelled? Shall I run out of new cereals? Oh, thrilling!
Yeah, I was about to say you sound a bit like... Agreed. Living by the blade of chance gives everything a certain zest.
Well put. So long as that zest isn't the taste of blood.
Oh, yeah. Where does Sub Rosa stand on the war?
We stand that we'd like to make a good ton of bits on the war. And maybe expand our reach in the process. Beyond that, I'm not supposed to comment. But Sub Rosa consists primarily of ex-Anti's Choice and ex-Protectorate personnel. We've still got folks we care about out there. Complicates some of our feelings on the fighting. But if the fighting stops, our income begins to go dry.
You'd find a way. Show me your wares.
Feast thine eyes on the merchandise.
I shall. And probably shall be disappointed. Acquiescence? Okay. Adaptive engineering. Incoming damage may change defense mode. Light damage, dealing less than 10% of max health, enables 10% damage resistant mode. Heavy damage exceeding 10% of max health enables 30% evasion chance mode. That's odd. But okay. Advanced decryption keys. These are the things I want all of. Bye. Okay. Plasma beam. Shock barrel. Oh, these are mods for these things. Retailored gear. Okay. Is there anything I need to sell? Nah, probably, but we can do that another time. Okay, thank you very much. Got some more keys for the boxes. At some point, she's just going to stab herself.
Greetings. What can I help you with?
Subfinagler.
Let me guess. One of your co-occupants is always hanging up his or her britches in your corner of the yurt. Am I right? Or you're dealing with more of a stay off my palate or that's my air you're breathing sort of thing. Pray elucidate the exact nature of your tiff of contention.
What? Tell me about this quasi-illicit shenanigan. What in the void you talking? I tell you a big complaint about my neighbor, but no, you know what? I don't want to lose this option. Map Mother and Mudge sent me here.
Oh, really? Like they strung a few words together in a row and it all made sense? That's a marked improvement on earlier. Guessing they left out a bunch, though. Here in Matriarch's Mercy, if you're not a member of the Order, you're probably living close to somebody else. In some cases, sleeping on top of them. Sort of thing tends to cause friction between neighbors. Would lead to fights, but nobody here wants trouble with the Order. So they hire our hooligans to battle by proxy.
I'm sorry, they fight using stand-ins? So both, like, two neighbors are fighting with each other. They come to you, they pay you, and two of your people fight each other instead. What exactly does that solve?
Half the time, people shy away at the first sight of blood. The other, that's what they're there for. We say whoever wins the fight wins the argument. But frankly, it's never anything of consequence, like, okay, hurrah! This guy gets back his mangy button. Now, how can I help you exactly?
I just came to ask about the situation in the camp, but you pretty much answered that question, so thank you.
Ugh, a tourist. Well, clear out then, huh? Can't have you scaring off real customers. I got a bunch of yeggs, 2 pugilized pugilists, and a sick canid to feed.
What is a yegg? Okay, so I'm getting... Okay, the displaced appear to have hired sub-Rosa proxies to fight out frustrations. The local doctor says the Order provides enough medicine to address local sickness, but it will keep occurring until the overcrowding. A local doctor says the Order provides enough medicine to address local sicknesses, but it will keep occurring until the overcrowding conditions are addressed. So we need to get some new places for them to live, or... Yeah. An Order provisioner appears actively engaged in providing food and medical supplies to the displaced. Members of the displaced have become injured, trying to improve structural solutions to the spatial shortage. Order Vicar appears actively engaged in educating the displaced about their mathtacular ways. Okay. There's got to be some more people. Who have I?
Look, your nose was just a stand-in for Duarte's nose.
Don't feel like no... Ow!
Oh, they are the two that were fighting each other. That explains some things, I guess.
Look, I'm not with Auntie anymore. We all had reasons to leave.
Really? What was yours?
Honestly, I don't think it matters anymore. All that matters is we're alive.
Law. I haven't seen this many folks crammed together since recalled libations night at the Thruster. Smells about the same, too.
Crackers.
Okay, who else?
Mathematically unnecessary.
Talk.
A good soup speaks for
Thus,
itself.
if we compare the algorithmic dissonance, don't even like the sound of it.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
So, then... Yeah. Talk with Rollo Nast? Why would I talk with Rollo... Who the fluff is Rollo Nast? I've got... The voice of the displaced asked me to mediate with administrant Argawal. I've not met Argawal, or have I?
It's preposterous between the invaders and the Order
Have I met
defecting.
Argawal? I don't think I have.
Rat back into the camp. If we factor for random elements offsetting certain key variables,
Ministrant Argawal.
Where do we go now?
We had
Another refugee camp? Another colony?
Order
I
Coercer.
predict with an 8.23 margin of error that our situation will improve in time.
Stop me with the predictions. You don't even know multivariable calculus.
Just trying to cheer you up.
And...
While you shelter in Matriarch's mercy, heed the teachings of the Order.
Hi.
The meaning of life
Nope,
is new.
you don't want to talk. Right, then pretty much I've run out of people to bother. So I guess I'm going up. That's Newell. Tell you what, let's just ignore them. For now. Alright, then I should introduce myself to the big guy. Ordinarily I wouldn't do that, but I don't... Actually, wait, am I looking in the wrong... No, I am looking in the wrong place. Talk with Rollo... I'm talking to someone in the wrong place. Oh, you're Argawal! You are Argawal, but why would I want to talk to Rollo? Give me a second. I knew I recognized the name.
What happened? place. Law. Matriarch's mercy.
Okay. Look
I
up.
predict that the worst is behind us.
I don't know how that got onto my radar. How did that get onto my radar? Let's have a look. Nope. I have no idea. Okay. Is it down? No. No. I misread that situation. Didn't. Oh, wait. Yeah, no.
A visitor.
Hi.
Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order projection. I mean, prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some, roundabout fashion. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good.
Nice mustache. That's right. Novice Seer Vicarage mentioned you had a good experience with order predictions.
I'll say, I try not to make any big plans until I consult my latest POP. First time I got a POP, it was on a lark. It said, Rolo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one. As a laugh, everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head. Fortunately, I still had that brain case on.
Could be a coincidence, couldn't it?
Sure, but I've had 9 POPs so far, and at least 3 times, something similar happened. Avoided drowning in a culvert, sidestepped my mantisaur allergy. Forget the other. Things like that just illustrate the fragile nature of human existence, especially here in Golden Ridge. My co-occupant Ike had a POP done, had told him avoid liquids for 48 hours. He ignored it. Later got drunk, passed out, drowned face first in a puddle of water.
I mean, 1 in 3 is not brilliant results, but actually kind of is. If someone said, if they said you should do X, and there was a 1 in 3 chance that if you didn't do it, you were going to die, and honestly, you're probably, I mean, realistically, that's Russian roulette with 2 bullets, isn't it? I mean, you'd be thinking, okay. So the Order's predictions have helped you.
You did catch the part I said they'd save my life, right?
Yeah, obviously.
I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take
True.
to the bank, Figuratively speaking. I don't know why the other displaced have been so slow to take to them. But I'm not complaining too loud. Waited for my latest POPs long enough already.
All right. So that's basically everyone spoken to. Talk to the voice of the display. Wait. Shouldn't I talk to... Do you want me to mediate with Argawal? Have I spoken?
The duties of an administrator never end.
I just want to... Oh. Your misgivings aside, how are things in Matriarch's Mercy?
Besides what I've already told you, to put it gently, disorganized, which is irregular for a group that prides itself on mathematical acumen. But with effort, patience, and collaboration, I am confident that Matriarch's Mercy will soon be a haven for the displaced.
Okay, touch later. Okay.
Where do we go now? Another refugee?
Hi!
Oh. Administrator Agarwal. Here to finally hash this
Wait,
out, are you?
No.
Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on the exclusion zone once and for all.
Without you!
Rest around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
No, I wanted to talk to you a bit, but without her. Remind me again what the whole argument is about.
The seer predicted imminent danger to the exclusion zone. In the interest of safety, the displaced must leave.
Well, the displaced are the ones taking that risk, on the grounds the predictions can be false.
The displaced are under the Order's care, and the Order should decide what is best for them. Hence why we need the help of an outsider.
Ah.
Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your capable hands.
Let's talk about the displaced and their perspectives.
I'm all ears, Mediator.
Okay, you heard about this business with the Sub Rosa altercations.
The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub Rosa hooligans to duke things out for us.
That is unquantifiably absurd. And
Agreed.
I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help.
The displaced are penned in like animals. No surprise. Yeah, no, look, overcrowding leads to frustration. Minor issues get amplified in unproductive ways.
Unproductive is one thing. Paid Donnybrooks with surrogate fighters is... well, I'm at a loss for an applicative metaphor to describe it.
Okay. I spoke to the camp doctor about the health situation here.
I understand you were crucial in securing additional medical personnel for Matriarch's Mercy. Thank you.
Yeah, much appreciated. Way to go above and beyond. Anyhow, what was the good doctor's diagnosis?
He has meds to treat the sickness, but he can't cure overcrowding. Yeah, he can't cure the overcrowding. Well, you have people living on top of each other, which is a public health disaster. Yes, this is pretty much what he was saying.
We have ample room to space people out more, but only if we utilize the exclusion zone.
That is indeed unfortunate, but the dangers predicted for the exclusion zone may outweigh these concerns.
I feel like... Okay, I found evidence of a collapsed structure.
Collapsed? But we built Matriarch's Mercy to optimize comfort and safety.
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure. More of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty.
Yeah, the fault lies with the displaced. No, the refugees shouldn't have to build in these conditions. These huts came crashing down.
People are struggling to make do with what they have. If we had the exclusion zone, this wouldn't be a problem.
I'm aghast these structures weren't built following established order construction guidelines.
Okay, I'd like to discuss what I found out about the orders side.
Speak on them.
So this here's the exclusion zone. It's a very small bit of land. Okay. Rollo Nass taught me a bit about the Order's predictions and their usefulness.
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
He said they weren't always accurate, but he was too scared to ignore them because they seem useful enough.
But our predictions are given to inform and protect, not to frighten. Forgive me. I do not mean to disrupt.
Yeah, okay, so I spoke to Vicar Arendi about her support for the displaced.
You mean that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
Okay, she's out of touch with people's actual needs, but then again, so is the Order. She values education, but I find her methods quite... She means well. Complex mathematics can be useful even to the displaced, I think. Yeah! Can you join in? Yeah, she values education, but I find her methods questionable. I mean, honestly, I do. She's out of touch with people's actual needs, but then again, so is the Order. They are... But they are trying. I feel... Look, she values education, but I do find her methods a little questionable.
Her mission is to uplift and enlighten.
Yeah.
She's indoctrinating, not helping us. Can't you see the difference?
Point taken.
And Provisioner Plotnik informed me about the Order's efforts.
You actually got the Provisioner to give you the time of day. Huh.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
The Provisioner seems committed to ensuring displaced want for nothing. She keeps Matriarch's Mercy supplied, except for critical space and building supplies. The Provisioner's work is highly valued. Okay. I mean, no, she does. Oh, well, no. Look, she does. She keeps them supplied with what she considers the essential, except for critical space and building supplies.
If the provisioner is booked up, I say redeploy another egghead at the matter.
It's less of an issue of personnel as it is of safety. Contrary to your assumptions, we do care about your collective and individual well-being. By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle.
Oh, okay.
Admirable work, Mediator. I suspect that your sympathies lie with the displaced. Unfortunate if true, but I leave the decision in your capable hands.
No, here's the big problem. I rule for the displaced. Their needs outweigh the danger. The exclusion zone is theirs. I rule for the order. They predict disaster and I won't risk the... Here's the problem. I feel like 1 in 3 is a bit of a risk. They said... I have no business making life or death decisions on anyone's behalf. I rule for no one. I'll be honest with you. I do sort of feel like you guys need to figure this out. Can I just say for the record, this is all ridiculous?
Finally understand what we're dealing with, huh? For every problem, there's an obtuse, indirect solution.
Regardless of your misgivings, I ask that you follow your reason.
I don't know. I just don't. Here's the thing. They do need... They have needs. The other thing is, though, they are guests of the Order. I sort of feel like they should at least respect their ways. I have no business making life or death decision on anyone's behalf. I rule for no one. I feel like they should make this decision themselves, but she's in charge. I feel like I should have spoken to the head honcho now. They predict disaster and I won't risk the lives of the displaced. I mean, this is the problem, isn't it? It's... Is it a 1 in 3 chance, or is that guy just seeing things in the coincidence? I have no business making life or death. Thing is if they keep putting shelters up the way they're doing, they're gonna kill themselves. Here's the thing. I rule this, and the order's correct, someone's gonna die. But if I rule for the Order and their predictions are just total make-believe, someone could die from falling buildings. I've no business making life or death decisions on anyone's behalf. I rule for no one? But doesn't that just keep the status quo where I'm basically ruling for the Order automatically? Honestly, look. You've told them that it's dangerous. You've told them that it's dangerous. They want to live there anyway. I would say they should thank you for your concern, and you should just let them have the exclusion zone if they want it. Just keep warning them. Tell them you think it's a bad idea. The exclusion zone is theirs.
Well, if this is the fate that was augured, then I will not complain. Though it goes against my very nature. Please, be safe. That's all I ask.
Not to worry, Administrant. The exclusion zone is our problem now. Here. You stay out of trouble.
Burst.
We'll try and do the same.
Yeah. Why do I feel like this entire place is about to go and explode? Unspecified dangers ahead. I mean, honestly, how the hell do you predict danger coming? The thing is something randomly could happen now and they'll just take it as proof. I got a new weapon. Burst SMG, which is that any better than... Wait, where's my rookie's reward? Rate of fire 3.3, 36. Rate of fire 3.2, 72. Okay. That does way more damage than this. Effective range 16. Effective range 16. Nah. Looks kind of funky, I guess. But I think I prefer these. You think the rock above the place looks a little loose? Here's the thing. They're making predictions that it's unsafe. But how? Surely the way you'd predict things were safe is you'd analyze the rocks and predict there's a such and such chance of the rocks falling over. Oh, why do I feel like I made the wrong decision? Because there are no right decisions. All right. I think it's time for a few digits more. No, it's time to go and meet Abbot Newall. Let's see if we can find De Vries. And who's that? And what the hell is he? What the hell are you wearing? Okay. Hi.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable.
What?
Allow me to welcome you to Golden Reach. Punctuality? I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability?
Okay. A customary debate over decidability. Start using smaller words or I'm going to start using bull. See, this is just rude. Oh no, thank you, but I couldn't possibly indulge when there's mischief afoot.
Sensible. Straight to business then. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Reach?
And a word revenge. No, I need to speak with Victor Clemens, supposedly as a member of your order. Wait. Back up a minute. What was that about compartmentalization?
Well, since losing access to the archive, the Order has been forced to limit its open exchange of ideas and information to avoid contaminating what few predictions we can still make.
In other words, you're trying to avoid self-fulfilling prophecies.
We don't use that word, prophecy. Our predictions are strictly a matter of mathematical calculation. But in layman's terms, that is the objective. Yes.
The archive is a vast network of computational machines built beneath the ice of Cloister. Prior to the invasion, the Order used it to generate predictions on a vast scale. But listen to me prattling on. I'm sure you aren't here for a history lesson.
No, actually, I'm hunting for the woman who nearly killed me. I need to speak to Victor Clemens. Supposedly he's a member of your order.
Victor? Oh, yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble?
Okay. Yeah, I have proof Victor's conspiring with a group of dangerous zealots with ties to the Order. I'm not sure, but it seems likely he's involved in the plot to destroy Arcadia. Kind of the same thing, but yeah, a dangerous zealots with ties to the Order. Yes.
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse.
Oh. Yes. A friend of the traitor I'm after, I haven't mentioned that yet, but okay, said she and Victor had a secret contact within the Order.
And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the Enray Range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not going to be cautious, and less than safe is my middle name. Can you be more specific about the threats? What exactly is yeah, could you be more... No, first of all, more importantly, what exactly is Victor working on at this Enray range that is so important?
What business is it of yours?
Let's not be unfriendly. The agent's only curious. Obviously, Victor's work has something to do with Enrays, but beyond that, I haven't a clue. More of that pesky compartmentalization, I'm afraid. Besides the highly caustic Zeranium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay.
Because he's a mad scientist. Trust me on this. I mean, mad mathematician. He's cackling somewhere. I'm sorry, mad cultist sounds more like Victor's working with the treasure. No! Is that all? I laugh in the face of such danger.
Fascinating. Your fear response must be suffering from some impairment. Likely the result
I had it
of a
removed.
traumatic brain injury. I'd have to open you up to be sure.
You
A generous offer, my friend, but
do no such thing.
I don't think the agent is interested in exploratory surgeries at the moment.
You are correct. Actually, we can go back on the mad... Ready? Yes, I'll pass on the brain surgery. I need my wits about me if I'm going to stop Victor.
Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation.
Okay. No offense, Abbott. Why should I help you? Whatever. Yes, time to start business. No, time to start busting some kneecaps. Glad we're on the same page. Now, how can I return the favor and help you? Because we both know that's where this is leading.
No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Auntie's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate?
Why are you talking like that? I'm an agent. Yeah. Current tensions? And here I thought we were getting along so well.
Choosing levity at a moment like this is only further evidence of your lack of good judgment.
You're wearing that outfit,
my friend.
And questioning
but
my
the presiding
judgment?
bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations.
Yes.
Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence. But if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace.
Oh, I could do that, sure. Thanks for the leads. I'll look into it. Just checking. Yeah, just checking. Are you sure the Order didn't intentionally attack Auntie's Choice?
Most assuredly not. It would eliminate the entire point of the ceasefire. Please convey that fact to whomever you speak with.
Okay, I'm just doing something. Why am I doing all the work? Okay, no, because that's my lot in life. Thanks for all the leads. I'll look into it.
I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
I have a few more questions before I leave.
Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty. Whatever I can tell you, I will.
Okay. I've noticed you refer to Wiley as a seer. What is that?
A calling for those with a greater than average talent
Seriously,
for
what is
mathematics
this?
and computation, particularly in the field of predictive analysis.
Is that a fancy way of saying you can predict the future?
Yes.
Seer Wiley is being too modest about his contributions. Many in the Order rely on Seers for their indispensable counsel. I myself would be lost without mine.
Oh, I love that. Nod sagely. I, too, value a good lackey.
Oh, yeah? Is now a good time to talk about my salary?
No, it's not like that at all. Our bond is an equitable partnership built upon a foundation of mutual respect and dedication to the plan. In fact, what would you put our combined efficacy rate at these days, Wiley?
I won't trouble our good agent here with the exact calculation, but the percentage is considerable.
You mean you don't know?
Your immeasurable talent finally propels you into the upper echelons. Truly, Landon, the Order doesn't realize what it has in you.
Oh, God. Get a room, guys. Okay. Having someone who can predict the future certainly seems handy with a war on. It definitely does.
Oh, indeed. I needn't educate you on what you can see with your very eyes. There is a great deal of pressure on me to navigate what is a rather novel situation. Without Wiley, I dare say our predicament here would be even more precarious. Many lives depend on him, on us both. Why, Matriarch's Mercy would not be the refuge it is without his predictions shepherding its development.
Okay. Oh, that's rude, isn't it? That's rude. So you're friends? Colleagues?
Both, I should hope. We've been collaborating for many years, and, plan willing, for many more to come. Especially given how very uncertain life in the colony has become.
What is he wearing? What's the thing? Anyway, what's the story with the giant statue outside?
That is a statue of the matriarch, Alexandra Varick, Arcadia's founder and for whom the monastery was named after. Regrettably, Alexandra Monastery is closed to non-order members at the moment, given recent troubles. But perhaps Seer Wiley can give us an estimation of its reopening.
Oh, certainly. According to my calculations, the monastery will be accessible to certain members of the public shortly.
Ah, good news indeed.
Shortly.
You really must visit.
Holy crap.
The observatory is a true sight to behold.
I should have spoken to you guys before I made my ruling before, because I would have been a bit more comfortable ruling on behalf of the displaced. You guys are just making stuff up as you go along. Thanks for filling me in. I'll be on my way. I mean, like, seriously. I predict it will be...
Where to first, Commander?
Shortly.
N-ray range, Zeranium manufactory, or outpost opportunity?
I don't know. Do I have to pick? No, right now. What? No. What?
Being this close to DeVries, feels like we're finally on track to set the universe aright. Anyway, need something, Commander?
No. Wait. Whoa! Do you want to talk again?
Hope you appreciated how I bit my tongue back there with the abbot. Didn't want things to come to blows with civilians in the crossfire. Full of excuses for the attack, wasn't he? Could be that he's sincere. Or could be that he has his hands so full with keeping his community from falling apart that he missed a memo or two.
Oh.
Either way, I'm willing to stay my hand until we know the truth. If it were my folk buried under the rubble, if Ortiz was among them, I'd want to know for certain before acting. Besides, ain't nobody around here better suited for investigating than we are.
Okay, does the truth matter? It won't. I don't know. The abbot was just trying to cover his ass. Frankly, I'm tired of being a... No, you're taking this better than expected, all things considered.
I prefer doing my shooting after asking all the pertinent questions, Commander.
Okay.
While we're at it playing detective, we need to scope out opportunity. If there are any survivors, we ought to help, however we're able.
No,
I
okay.
can only hope they had warning enough to run for cover. If they didn't, well, there's only so much basic training can prepare you for.
Okay. If those troopers, they can handle that. You're speaking from experience.
Once endured a week-long bombardment in a foxhole with only enough rations to last 3 days. Screams went on twice that long. Some of us still ain't fully recovered. We should move on, unless you got something for me?
Oh, okay. I was also going to say we're going to go straight there right now. I just wondered if there was a thread to tug upon. But no, we're definitely going to go there straight away. I say straight away. I say straight away. Oh, God. Nazgul, thank you for the cheer. From world-building perspective, I would suggest going to the Zeranium manufactory first. Yeah, but someone's killed Danj on the trail of the trace. Investigate Zeranium. That's the I mean, I get it, I do, but I feel like if there's people to be saved, we should possibly go there. Because she was... Right, let's have a look. Arbitrary measures. Oh, that's something else. Last voyage, task, indicate for a few digits more. Abbot Newell has asked you to convince Auntie's choice that the Order did not violate the ceasefire by attacking Outpost Opportunity. Okay. I mean, I feel like, you know, Inez wants me to go there first. Could do that. Also, we'd be passing there, and then we can go to the Zeranium. I definitely want to go to the N-Ray range last. So I think we're definitely going to help this guy out. And Inez, and then, yeah. Honestly, I don't know what order to do those in, but you're saying I should do this first. I feel like I should do that first, and then this, and then this. He needs an overseer. Oh, good grief, J. Murray. Oh, my God, what time is it? Let's... Oh, God, let me just... Sorry, I was hearing noise outside. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. Let's just take a 5-minute break. Get drinks, snacks, etc. Yes? I'm a tiny bit peckish. I'll tell you what I should do, just in case, because I did get a feeling of crashiness coming on before. Let's just absolutely make sure I'm, you know. I'll leave it there so you don't hear ambient sounds. Back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. We got raided. Nominal Angel, thank you for the raid. Okay. I didn't know geese liked munching on hats either. Okay, I'm definitely not joining in the middle of this conversation. Yeah, still reading the conversations, making things even worse, to be honest. I've definitely missed a whole heap of context. You're as confused as I, Gopher. Okay, well, it's good to know that someone else is baffled by chat's conversation. I'm very hot and cranky in the middle of a heat wave. Yeah, it's just something we're all going to have to get used to, isn't it, really? That's it. We need to stop calling them heat waves, though. That's just summer now. Just about everything kills more people than sharks. That is true. What? Oh, Jay Murray said, did you know geese kill more humans than sharks each year? To be fair, it's really hard for geese to kill sharks. It's a funny joke, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, the thing is humans are not generally in the neighborhood of sharks. That's the thing. It's not really a natural environment for us. Geese and humans often come across each other, well, they come across each other with a lot more frequency than humans and sharks. Do not encourage chat. No, good advice. Very, very good advice. Absolutely spectacularly good advice. All right, let's... Oh my God, I'm going to sneeze. Okay, did it. I sneezed. And yeah, sharks don't attack people on purpose. Well, I think it's more a matter of they don't instinctively seek out our profile. They generally feed on things like seals, don't they? Which I think is why they sometimes attack surfers, because the profile's a bit more similar. I still wouldn't want to swim around sharks. Sorry. Anyway, we have got stuff to do.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Nope.
I wish. Between the invaders and the order defecting, there's no putting this
Okay,
back into
so yeah, let's have a quick look at this. Alexandria's vending machine. Wait, no. Where's Guardian Estates? Oh no, we do not want to. Right? No, definitely don't want to go back because that goes all the way. Yeah, no.
Is looking pretty good right about now.
It goes all the way back up there, doesn't it? And there's no way down.
It's still recording. Oh, how do I stop the...
Okay. Well, that was an interesting place. I mean, the Order seem oddly unprotectorate for people who were protectorate. But then they're now considered
Stranger,
traitors.
The Order bids you welcome, but also warnings.
What is that person wearing on their head? Hi.
In light of the recent attack on Auntie's Choice, you may want to make haste to Matriarch's Mercy. It's just down the road here.
Already
So
been.
it was one of our bases that got hit. Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
What was that attack?
I can't rightly say, and that is rather concerning in its own right. It seems our temporary ceasefire with the corporatists may be at its end.
Yeah, I probably should have spoken to you before I went in there, but too late now. Ceasefire?
Yes, this was an active war zone until recently, and now seems like it may be so again. Not quite certain why the attack was launched, but that is not under my purview. I'd surmise that when Auntie's Choice realized they couldn't get through our defensive measures, they wisely chose the path of diplomacy. Seems I was mistaken.
Well, it weren't our artillery that made that strike. I can tell you that much.
They must have done something to provoke an attack, which is why your safest path now is the one that leads to Matriarch's Mercy.
Yeah, why is that? What else is going on around here?
The Order controls everything south of this point, but the rest is beset with various dangers. Zealots, scavengers, creatures, and corporatists. Well, not certain about that last one anymore after the attack.
Oh, are you trying to get yourself punched in the face by my friend here? Or worse? Okay, what kind of zealots are out there?
Cultists, mad to the last one. I believe they worship the rifts or some such.
Worship the
People will
rifts?
turn to anything to ease their discomfort during times of crisis, I suppose.
Okay, no, I need to speak to the mad cultists. What were you saying about scavengers?
They're both unstable and violent. Auntie's forces call them scrappers, and uses them for just that, gathering scrap materials. Excessive abuse of stimulants has made them severely unbalanced and prone to violence. They've also been known to pose as refugees, to lure their victims into ambushes. There are several camps of them northwest of
met
here.
one.
I'd strongly advise keeping your distance.
I really should have come and spoke to you a lot earlier, shouldn't I? I have to ask about the creatures.
The creatures are of the genus Varachnid. They are large enough to kill a full-grown human, and exceedingly willing to do so.
Okay, thank you very much.
All our efforts add to the equation.
Wow. That...
I don't see anything else coming. Was it just the one?
That was the least convincing repetition of that slogan, teaching, whatever you want to call it, mantra that's ever been delivered. See, now I'm actually looking at the map. Honestly, I feel like I'm going to be... Yeah, I mean, I feel like I... Just because of the way it's done, that I'm... Alright, yeah... To kill this Dunsany as well. Alright, it kind of feel like that's automatically putting me... Yeah, it's just closer, isn't it? It's just closer. Now I'm looking at the map like this. Do the bounty missions instead. Well, there's one kind of on the way a little later. Can we just leg it across? Can we just take a shortcut? Yep. Seems so, doesn't it? But then there's probably someone waiting just over there with lots of helpful advice that I will receive on the way back once it's completely and utterly useless. So have we been down there? I don't think we've been down here, no. Hello!
Architect, I hope this does not turn back into an active war.
Yeah.
This is the Order's anti-air control center. If you don't have specific business here, kindly keep moving.
I do have specific business. That business is to specifically look around and see if there's anything that might be my specific business. Anti-air accuracy report. Here we go. Current accuracy rates. Date mark 01, 55.2, 65. Okay, so they were getting more accurate. Date mark 5 tracks the first major change to Auntie's Choice flight patterns. It should be noted that although the accuracy doesn't climb as quickly after this point, the amount of aircraft and landing shuttles that manage to touch down safely is decreasing due to unsafe landings that result from erratic flight patterns necessary to avoid our long-range weaponry. Date Mark 6, 81.12%. Date Mark 7, 82.79%. Projected accuracy rates. Okay, longer-term projections for further fine-tuning of our anti-aircraft weaponry show diminishing returns towards approximately 85.52%. Obviously, the final shortcoming is our own, and is purely a limitation of the weapons we are currently capable of producing. Unfettered by our deficiencies, the equations we use for these calculations indicate that destroying 99.999% of landing vehicles is fully possible. We also estimate that a further 10.09% of Anti's Choice ships and drop pods do not land safely and are actively destroyed by Anti's Choice themselves. So, although we cannot destroy every landing asset, we are fully equal to the task of destroying enough to blunt the advance of Anti's forces. Messages. 2. All personnel. Subject: watch for overhead debris. Attention all personnel, be advised that as our new anti-air systems come online, we expect a substantial amount of debris from destroyed enemy landing crafts and drop pods. Please wear standard safety equipment and be alert at all times. I mean, how were these people ever part of the Protectorate? I mean, they're nerdy beyond belief, but they're so super careful. And this seems really odd. Am I misunderstanding what the Order of the Ascendant is? To all personnel, subject: new procedures in regards to anti-air weapons security. Attention all personnel, be advised that we have made an update to procedures in regards to abandonment and disposal of certain assets. It is of critical importance that we prevent the forces of Anti's Choice from acquiring any of the logic assembly units that control the targeting of our anti-air weapons. Without an understanding of the equation, it's doubtful that they would be able to glean any information from these assets, but this is not a risk we're willing to take. To that end, any time anti-air cannon is abandoned or a damaged one is disposed of, the logic assembly unit must absolutely be disposed of. Okay, could you guys give me a second? I'm back. Sorry. And they tell me off for making noise. Okay, to Provost Partain, subject: adjusting firing algorithm to account for new front line. Provost Partain, we have issued updated targeting algorithms which account for the new front line positioning. Please ensure that you have removed and thoroughly disposed of the old MKCC X1X targeting logic assembly. So they're using Roman numerals? Interesting. And replace them with the superior CCXX1. C is 100, right? So that's 219? 219 versus 221. Okay. Primus Rollins. Am I getting that right, guys? It's been a while since I've done Roman numerals. Yeah, that was really not useful. Well done. Inspection is over. Definitely seem like the sort of people who would be impressed by an inspection. Okay, so just keep following this.
Seems Arcadians really aren't buying what Anti's Choice is selling.
Well, what we're selling is freedom. But it ain't that surprising if folk ain't keen on buying. At least, not yet. Blood's been spilled, and far too much of it.
Yeah? Typically, people don't respond well to freedom being delivered at the point of a gun.
No, but sometimes it's necessary for the end result. Liberation. Just look at Tau Ceti. Or is liberation only acceptable if it's done on Earth Directorate terms?
The difference is that we intervene for folk when the people need it. When they ask for it.
Do you actually? Look, I know you and the commander didn't come here on behalf of these folk. The plan was to take what you came for and leave them to their fate. It ain't that the Earth Directorate only goes where they've been asked. No, they only go where their interests are best served. I don't reckon there's any true moral party here.
She's kind of right. People always go where their interests are. I mean, that's not true. People don't. People go where they feel they should go. They do the right thing. They do. Institutions, they don't have friends. They have shared interests. Same is true of nations, tribes, name it. It's sad. Okay, are we heading to the right? I think we are. I mean, I'm not saying Auntie's choice is good because of that. Oh, that's not a stairway. I'm just saying... Yeah. The Earth Directorate may have some people in it that would like to help all the people here. But it also has a bunch of people who... Well, they sent us here. But interests of the Earth Directorate. What the hell is that?
We regret to inform you, Zeranium Manufactory 7 is presently under lockdown. Unauthorized entry is barred due to contrivance malfunction, laboratory mishap, and/or miscellaneous unspeakable dangers.
Please call again at a more convenient time.
Okay, no, that's not what what was the key? I'm trying to remember. Ah, there. Yeah, dimensioned uranium poisoning. I just want to have that nearby. Oh. Tempting, but no. Oh, it's a mining bot. Yeah, all right, mining bot. Go about your business. Definitely feel a little exposed here. Does this feel like a good place for an ambush? Jeff.
Hello? Someone there?
Hi?
Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zeranium Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors.
Okay, I have a writ of investigation inquiry from Abbot Newall. Oh, no.
Wait, you have a writ?
I do have a writ.
But we don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir.
This is Factor Metadier. Am I to understand you have orders from the Abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Building on the left? Okay, right, this is open into a complex.
Yes, right over here.
Yeah.
You're not getting down below until you talk to me.
I'm gonna talk to you. For some odd reason, with the sound going on over there, I thought your man was taking a pee on those boxes. Which would have been a terrible dereliction of duty, but...
So, the abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Wait, is that an Auntie's Choice enhanced soldier with you? Oh, I see what this is. Stay back. We have no desire to escalate things further. Don't do something you'll regret.
We want answers, not a fight. And if indeed there's any retribution to be had, it won't be by my hand. Tell him, Commander.
Showing the you could, where... Sure wastes time. I'd worry more about Auntie's retaliating than us. But my team's my business. Like, I'm on first name basis. Yeah. I'm on first name basis with the presiding bishop and abbot. Please remember that.
All within the order are equal parts of the equation. It is functionally useless to imply greater influence.
I bet it isn't.
Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away.
Okay. What in the void is going on here?
The recent attack may have originated from this facility, but I assure you it was not at our hand. We have no desire to resume open warfare with Auntie's Choice. One of our transport pods, filled with Zeranium, was diverted toward, or more specifically at, their location.
Transport pod? That's a weird thing to call a missile.
Though functionally correct, I assure you. The transport pods are fired into space, where they are collected for redistribution. To date, no one has ever misused them for this purpose, despite the explosive nature of the material. Fortunately, we have potentially identified the culprit, and we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufacturing operations.
And what are they manufacturing? This sort of thing happened all the time here?
This facility has been an archetypical example of constancy and regularity. Ergo, the last place anyone would predict anything unpredicted would occur. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. A move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions.
Okay. Anything else go terribly wrong?
No, thankfully. Not yet, at any rate. Architect willing, that will be the last of it. Now, you'd best speak with our proctor. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results.
Okay. It was nice-ish, right? I mean, that was... That man is contemplating hacking that box to pieces with absolute focus.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zeranium. Blue outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and flinders.
Wait, so has it been classified as an accident? Or an attack?
What I'd like to know is why our illustrious seer provided zero warning beforehand.
Because your seers are full of crap. Hate to break it to you. No, I don't. That's a lie. I enjoy breaking it to you. I'm not. I'm just muttering it under my breath. But okay. Oh, how are you guys grunting and groaning? We're walking up and down bloody ladders. Come on, ladder. No, stairs. Ladder. I mean, a ladder would almost make sense. Descend into the manufactory interior. I will. I promise. I promise I will do as my journal tells me to do. Eventually. Hi.
What are you doing up here? How did you get past the gate?
I walked large, stayed with. I'm the new presiding bishop. Shh. I'm trying to keep a low profile.
Oh, well, it's an honor, your mathness. Didn't recognize you without your cape.
I need a cape.
However, can I help you?
I need a cape. Okay, Is this where the cargo pod used in the attack was launched? Can you tell me what happened?
Everything appeared routine at the time. We launch transport pods into space regularly. They get collected. The Zeranium we refine here is used for power. It wasn't until we heard the explosion that anyone knew anything out of the ordinary had happened. I ran a systems audit on the launch sequence afterwards. Just finished constructing a report on my findings, actually, if you'd like to hear it.
I want the complete report in excruciating detail.
Anomalous event caused by unknown factors. Transport pod M7, containing a full hold of refined Zeranium, bound for orbital platform Z9, received a priority reroute command. Latitude and longitude coordinates corresponded to the Anti's choice facility known as Outpost Opportunity. Altitude, however, matched 1,000 meters below sea level.
Basically, it was ordered to crash there. Who launched it?
A low-ranking scientician. Been here for years. Presumably, she's below in operations. Regrettably, that is all I know. Now, if you'll excuse me. Again, it's been a distinct privilege, Pontifex Maximus. I remain your most obedient and, humbled servant.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that was probably unnecessary. Almost certainly could have gotten it, but just felt good. Yes, it did. It felt very good. All right, let's go down and... Look, seriously? Seriously? I just want to look out the window. Seriously? Oh. Seriously.
Initiate Alpha, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender at
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
See, I like Initiate Alva, but she definitely doesn't sound innocent, right? I mean, she does... She had that tinge of... I'm in charge now. She did, but I can't help but like her. You're breaking up. I'm pushing buttons. Does it help? Ping.
Emergency detoxification initiated.
We're not toxified.
What's her name took over?
Okay. So many things I should not pick up. Hello. I'm inspecting the place.
Not clear to speak with random factors.
I'm not a random factor. I'm a bishop. Or something. I just forgot my silly hat.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the Abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party.
I shall decide if that is true. That would be after an attack was launched under your nose and you lost control here?
Oh, no, I wouldn't frame it quite like that, of course. It's less what happened than who happened. Initiate Alva, that is. A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. Her role was to launch transport pods of volatile uranium to collection points in space, not at the outposts of our rivals. Those poor, short-sighted commercialists. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about.
Yeah, I'm not completely convinced by that. But I feel like Alva is a name I recognize. It's quite an accusation. Can you back it up?
Within a beat of us hearing of the attack, Alva seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse.
Okay. You were arguing with her earlier. What about?
Fervent professements of innocence mostly. You know, exactly what you'd expect a secret traitress to claim. Dramatic attestations that grew quite animated.
Oh, you are so
I suppose spies
party
must build
here.
up a flair for histrionics. What with all that, hiding their identities and all. Then bursting forth like a pent-up arachnid. At any rate, I have work to do, and you have a saboteur to eliminate, yes?
No, I'm not done asking questions yet.
You'll forgive me if I politely defer. Well, I'd hardly depict this as a crisis. I do have a few irons in the fire. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she's no longer a problem.
She is totally the guilty one, right? Are we all in agreement? We're totally, yeah? She's totally guilty? Absolutely. Proctus Spodibod or whatever. I mean, even the name. Even the name.
Hello. Come here often. Goodbye. This unit enjoyed our banter.
This unit did not. This unit ran wee all the way home. Okay, so I need to speak to... Yes. Before we go off talking to the accused, let's just... Oh, hello. Provisions dispenser. Anything interesting? Anything useful? Anything... Nope, don't need... The Order. Act as one. Order of the Ascendants. You are a necessary part of the plan. Therefore, you need to be a part of the Order of the Ascendants. Okay, but... The Order acts as one. Remember, I is imaginary. Ah, it's very funny. It's a math joke. It's a bloody terrible math joke. But, yes. Square root of -1. Hello. It's for the investigation. It's totally for the investigation. So, Office of the Proctor. I mean, even the title, Proctor. I mean, you're practically one step away from Grand Vizier. Is it? No, Vizier? Vizier? Vizier. 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 Yeah. Evil henchman with cape.
This is important. Would you describe the Varachnid's Calicity as slavering when it attacked? How much viscous fluid would you estimate was involved?
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Thing attacked. I shot it. There's goo all over the spot it emerged. Measure that, maybe.
Yeah, I'm with this guy. Can I inspect it? Ooh, it had something. He took those. That was totally him. Oh wait. Virachnid emergence hole. An opening where the dead Virachnid presumably sprang from. The area is slathered in the species' telltale slime. Look closely. An uncomfortably large arachnic corollary definitely came out of there. Unfortunately, you lack the expertise to determine much else. Unfortunate. Does that have something to do with this little standoff?
2 exemplars, dead as Pythagoras. No one's been inside operation since. Just a run-of-the-mill golden mean initiate.
Now listen to yourself. You're disproving your own substantiation. Her actions prove otherwise, I'd contend.
Okay. Dead as Pythagoras.
Of course she's hiding something. You think those 2 exemplars just fell wrong? They're hardly prone to involuntary self-injury.
I'm not sure. If I was wearing a helmet like that, I might.
Investigator. Factor said head on in.
Yes, but I don't obey. Factor.
Alva's been here
Who's
for
Factor?
how many years? I never noticed her. Just blended in with the scenery somehow.
Yeah.
Glad those not skilled at math can fulfill some other function. I only question them being in roles of significant authority.
You don't strike me as much of a mathematician yourself, to be honest.
We don't wrap this up soon. We'll have consumers.
May all your theories prove true.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to look around a little bit here.
Investigator?
We're going in there. I always like to get the lay of the land. So we got troops surrounding the place. Evaluational dithering. Okay. Evaluational dithering. Okay, so there's a complete lockdown in this place, and I'm going to guess there will continue to be one. Right, we have a side entrance.
May circumstances proceed toward intended result.
Investigate.
Gator. Investigator. Finish your words, your sentences, man.
Always account for standard deviation.
Absolutely. Always deviating from the standard. Right. Ooh, so many things to poke around once this place is unlocked. Assuming we managed to unlock it and are still welcome here.
May
All right.
all your endeavors add to the equation.
What? Out of curiosity, I'm sorry, what do you have against subtraction? Or are you going to argue you could just add a negative? That's a form of addition? I feel like you're being extremely prejudiced against other algebraic functions. I really do. On behalf of division, I'm offended. Mortally. There's a lot of blood. Let's go through the front door. I don't think it was going to matter. Because, yeah, that's the side. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, you know what? No, don't do that. Don't do that. So, we could sneak around. The 2 Order initiates appear to have been shot. Ooh. Observe thoroughly. Based on your determination of the body's state and location, it appears an initiate was forced to fire on the other, who in turn shot him. Okay, ascendant. So, some sort of chemical. Yeah, these are the side question. Oh, I thought this might get us around so we get the drop on the person. Hey, I'm using my picks to get through these things. They owe me, right? They owe me. after charity. This is, I'm going to have to use another one. Nope, absolutely. Steel Dragoon armor. Dragoon helmet. Again, shush. What did we just get there? What did we get? We got engineer clothing. No, no. Dragoon armor. Yeah, no, that's terrible. And, oh, wow. Yeah. We got some hats. Dragoon hat. Holy... I mean, it's sort of like my helmet, except for someone with a head 3 sizes bigger. Hmm?
Oh, hello. A visitor. Who is it they're sending now?
So you're the presumed bad guy, are you? What's that? Hi.
And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire? Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend? Ah, an Auntie's choice grafted soldier. You poor dear. And someone else. Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
All this for
Yeah,
me.
she talking
Fear
about...
I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding.
See, she is absolutely giving off bad guy vibe. Also, kind of cool, would like to get to know a vibe. But... Okay, wait, how could you tell I'm from the Earth Directorate?
I expect few in the Order know of you, but, well, I've kept to a role here that is purposely not very taxing. Others prefer calculations in their spare time. I have my stories.
Okay.
Between launches, I enjoyed serials, 2-bit dreadfuls, periodicals. I adore Zane and Buddy, even if they are considered contraband. And you decidedly share their upright bearing. For the longest time, I didn't realize your organization actually existed. But here you are, well-timed and no doubt eager to help.
Eagerness and good timing are our calling cards. We'll have this mess sorted out in no time.
Oh, you sounded just like Buddy, striving his best to resemble Commander Zane. The similarity was uncanny.
Thanks, I think. I inspected the bodies of the guards you killed. That took considerable skill. No, it didn't. They shot each other. Why don't you tell me your side of the story first?
I'll tell you exactly what happened. Our transport pod leveled outpost opportunity. I immediately realized someone must have bypassed my terminal. I initiated a lockdown to block further tampering. Had I not, additional attacks may have continued. Now, despite a long record of dedicated service, who's being blamed for this calamity? Me, somehow.
So you're saying Proctor Svoboda is falsely incriminating you?
I hate to speak poorly of management, but
Really?
we work folk around the manufactory consider the Proctor something of a petty bureaucrat, dear. I assume she's acting as any functionary would, assigning blame to appear in control. Well, you know the type, surely.
Absolutely. Okay. You get so many questions here. First one is, would you like to join my crew if it turns out you're innocent? You seem pretty competent for someone stuck at the initiate level.
I've refused a few promotions over the years.
So you can
Undemanding
read
work provides me
periodicals?
ample personal time for my stories. I enjoy speculative fiction. Does that make me suspicious?
Yes. If you ain't climbing the ladder, you're on a downward trajectory. Nobody in their right mind would be content.
Okay. Nobody said she was in her right mind. But I honestly find it quite oddly refreshing. I feel like there's no way she's the bad guy. She's just not even attempting to seem like a good guy. She's sort of striving to be almost evil mastermind and also friendly old lady who will give you cookies vibe at the same time. This is all immensely suspicious. No, okay, do you have any way to prove your innocence?
Dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Right. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of.
Svoboda says you might blow this place up. You promise not to if I help you.
If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough?
Not really.
Appreciate your help,
No.
dear. Please return when you have found something.
But I had
May the plan favor us against long odds.
I adore her. I'm sorry. She might be pulling the wool over my eyes. She might be an evil mastermind who's just attacked your friends. But she's adorable. I want to keep
May
her.
all your theories prove true.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping she's innocent.
Always account for standard deviation.
Yeah, but don't deviate from the current plan, which is stay there, don't go in and shoot her. Not that I think you'd have much success if you did. I have a weird feeling. Nazgul, thank you for the cheer. And now you know why I suggested coming here first. Really? You did that just so that I would meet her. You are a terrible person. Thank you. Okay, so records repository. Is she going to open everywhere for us? All right. There's a computer over there. That's the obvious. Steel tutorially impact converter. Oh, Jerd. Crude biomass. Steel zenith. We got all sorts of stuff here. What the hell? I feel like I want to inspect before I massively loot the crap out of this place. Okay. Welcome, scienticians of the Universal Equation. Please select the following options. Messages. From tenured archivist Lalanda. Subject, word of caution. A friendly reminder that there remains a 19.8% chance of one coming face to cephalothorax with a varachnid of uncomfortable size and toothy disposition among the lower levels of the manufactory. Our colleagues in xenobiology note that screaming, flailing one's arms, and other expressions of abject terror only excite the creature further. So please be advised to weep silently during any chance unfortunate encounters. Ever the best, tenured archivist Lalanda. I can't help but love the Order of the Ascendant as well. They're spectacularly nerdy. And just... Okay. From tenured archivist Lalanda, subject, ongoing lab use concern. An overseer of this facility, you are clearly allowed full access to all areas and equipment, but your presence in our laboratory remains a distraction at best, and at worst, a source of anxiety for members of our junior facility. As you are no doubt keenly aware, this is to Proctor. Even minor disturbances can translate into delays over time. I remain confident you will appreciate my candor and take this in the best possible light. Ever the best, tenured archivist Lalanda. Tenured archivist. That's not Alva, is it? Her name isn't Alva Lalander or something. Right. Launch records. Records expunged. Please review backup physical records. That in of itself is suspicious. What is that? Oh no. Oh my god, seriously, lick paper. The launch records consist of a number of instructions that are time-stamped and uniquely numbered. Using the time of the launch initiate Alva supplied, you are able to look up the recent launch. The entry shows that it was directed at Outpost Opportunity. You also detect a slight odour from the records, but it's unclear if that's just the type of paper or a product of the printing process. The record clearly shows that Initiate Alva launched the payload at Outpost Opportunity. It's indisputable that she fired the command, though the smell seems curious. It does, doesn't it? Oh, am I... What is a tutelary impact converter? 20% of the energy incoming damage is converted into energy. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and reinvigorate yourself. What the hell is that? Appreciate it. Stepping dangerously far away from the I'm just researching. Investigating. Okay. So that is unfortunate. Return to Initiate Alva. The thing is whilst that does seem to prove she's guilty, that substance says something else is afoot, as does the fact.
Patrol's back, I hear. Don't see anti. May circumstances proceed toward intended results.
Is it possible that I should spend that last point and get my observation skills up, or am I going to need lockpick and hack to be higher? I'm worried that I'm going to find a lock or explosives, but I'm also worried. I am worried that I'm not observing things. I mean, observation 7 feels quite good. And I just worry that we're going to find a lock or a machine to hack that requires 6, and I don't have the point. I don't know, though. That substance is suspicious, and those two soldiers shot
May all your endeavors add to the equation.
other. That's the thing. Shot each other.
Our Earth Directorate friend.
Ah. Factor.
Well, hello. Have an update to share with Initiate Alva?
Hello. I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away.
Right.
Understand you've met?
Yes. They witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time.
You two seem unexpectedly cordial.
The Factor is less accusatory in his questioning than certain others, which I respect. Good manners cost nothing, I always say.
Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further.
Yes.
Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different.
Guess we'll take all the help we can get, all right? You're secretly spying for someone. Know that I've got my eye on you. No, you turn up anything else or remember anything odd earlier? Yes, you turn anything else... You turn up anything else or remember anything odd earlier?
A recent security audit brought up several curious messages meant for an unknown party. sent from a terminal somewhere on the premises.
Right.
We were unable to track down the whereabouts of this mystery terminal, but one message contained certain oblique references to placing blame. Nothing conclusive, yet enough to give me pause.
Right.
You examined the launch records, yes? Did you find anything, dear?
The data had been purged, but the physical records said you'd launched. Right, no, records showed you fired the payload at Outpost Opportunity, but the paper smelled weird, though.
I'd say they've obviously been altered, dear.
Right.
Fancy that odor you detected, a sign of chemicals used to affect the falsification.
Yeah.
But listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them.
Okay. Yeah, if that's true, that can't feel too great. Someone left you to pull the trigger.
There should be ample time for regret later, dear. For now, I'll admit the armchair investigator in me wonders about Proctor Svoboda. Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think?
How would someone cause a distraction like that?
I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit.
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
Okay. Yeah, before we continue further, I'd like to know more about who I'm working with.
Oh, I'm full of hidden depths, dear, but this isn't the time. Later, I promise. Anything you want to know, from my first science crush to my scientician aptitude test scores. All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
I'll stay here and play for more time. If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean, he thinks she's innocent too. Right? Which is good. Investigate central processing. Investigate refinement logistics. Okay. So we have to decide left or right first. Of course, I'm thinking we decide that another time because it is, in fact, 20 past midnight. Sorry. Probably should have ended about an hour ago. But, yeah. Wait, who killed the colleagues, though? And the guy who lost his hand? Right. I mean, the two colleagues were killed, but they shot each other, which makes it sound like there was some sort of either mind control or drugs or so. I don't know. Am I going on that 2-week vacation you talk about? I am in about a week. I'll make an announcement about it, I promise. I will make an announcement about it. You're guessing licking the paper was a bad idea. Probably, but it might have actually got you the right answer. I feel. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I will definitely be back on Thursday. Let me have a look at the calendar. For Grounded 2 with Che, and it's the 19th, next Sunday. That'll be my last stream, and I will stream this. That'll be my last stream. Whether there'll be another random stream will very much depend on moments. Maybe I'll get half an hour during the day and can do that new Shards of Order one. And maybe if I get an evening, I'll do some of this. Because this requires a little more than half an hour. So yes, that will then be the break for probably. Yeah, we're technically going away on the Tuesday, but that's normally when I post a video. So then technically what I'll do is I'll just start that week holiday, and then we'll be coming back middle of the next week, maybe Thursday. Oh, I don't quite know the exact days. So it's probably best to say it's just going to be a 2-week break, which feels more painful than I thought. I was thinking maybe it'd be a week, but probably best to just do a 2-week break. And it's going to be the first time I've done that in a long time. That's going to be the first time since, I don't know, 2013? Which is going to be terrifying. And if you guys don't know what I mean is I will not even be posting videos. And it's not even that I don't have some videos ready to post, because I kind of do. But I'm going to wait and post them when I get back. Because, as I will announce, I want to switch off for 2 weeks. And that means I don't want to be double checking videos that have released and everything is okay. And unfortunately, that's what I always do every single holiday. And I can't help myself. So yes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I will see you Thursday, the latest, but maybe sooner. Good night.